Hey everyone, this is Ryan B with Practical Forex Trading. This is your weekly analysis for Bitcoins. The price of Bitcoin versus the US dollar. Date is Sunday, August 9th, 2020. It's 5:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in the States. Okay, we're looking at a weekly chart. Sorry it's a little bit messy, but I wanted to pull out these trend lines. Maybe I can change these colors a bit. Sentiment bullish, meaning more gains ahead for Bitcoin versus the dollar. The dollar's been very soft across the board, losing to most every currency, and so Bitcoin being no exception. Looking at candlesticks, we've got three very bullish candlesticks in a row, and the last one last week actually closing above this 11,000 mark. So we see historically, past couple of years, prices moved above 10K into 11K and kind of flirted with it and then been pushed back down. Number of weeks, we see here another 5 weeks where that happened. So now we're pretty well into that territory. We could pull back a little bit, but then I still think we're going to still be on top of this for more buying. So if I look at my daily, this tells even better chart. Look at that, it's very bullish. So if you sometimes if you have a hard time reading a chart, you can flatten it out, meaning the perspective. Really want to make it, more broad, as opposed to having your chart like this. Could be hard to get a good entry point. But if we go ahead and zoom in, we can see that right now this is very bullish. So we've got, ever since March, we've got this uptrend happening. So what you can do is you can take a line, take a trend line, and then you can draw it, split the middle, split the difference, and we can see that price is riding on top of that channel. Okay, so that trend channel, the price stayed below it for a couple of months, broke above, came back, touched it, etc., broke below it, and then was quickly forced back up, and now we're riding on top of that. So really, also in the very, very short term, we've got another super bullish pennant forming here. But before we move on to that, just from the daily perspective, my daily chart, this is a buy, right? I'm moving above the fast moving average. I'm well above the support. If I were to clone this trend line is made, right? Let's make a double. Let's really clone it, and I move up here. Same pattern, right? You see price close below this and above it, etc. Now price is moving well above with 12,500 in its path, right? Its sights, if you will, next. So next resistance, if we take a horizontal line and we can go right about here, we're going to see some resistance right about the 12.8 line. And it doesn't mean it's going to stop, but we'll see probably price will pause and then yawn back and then continue. So we're looking green light though till about 12,800 at least. We might actually pop through there to about 13,000 before it cools off. So let's go ahead and talk about this pennant formation we're seeing. So this is the 4 hour. It's kind of like the micro daily. You can see price moved up into the zone, and bears were unable to sell it back down, moved up even higher. Then this was the big test, right? This big sell-off. But if you notice, the candle closed way above that line. So as long as price holds above that line at 11,000, we've got support. It's bullish. And we can see that trend line we drew, right? Price is hanging right on top of it. So be careful, because it could yawn back here to about 11,200, but still a buy. I'm at the point where, okay, now my stop losses are moved up here below 10,600 because price made an ultimate low, it tested it, and it held. So now I'm going to put my stops here. So even if price were to come beyond back down, there's no way from this chart, price is going to go back down below 11,000 without getting another serious flurry of buying. So as long as the USD stays soft, Bitcoin's going to keep going up. 12,500, 12,800, and 13,000 are dead ahead. I hope you make lots of profit trading this week.